and in the game during the week against Ajax, picking up an 89th minute booking, which would rule him out for the next leg, which, in theory, is future-proofing his availability further on in the competition, which, as we know, Real Madrid do go quite deep into this competition, don't they? He seems to be surprised about the uproar off the back of him suggesting, or pretty much admitting to the fact that that is exactly what he'd done. Yeah. Are we looking at a master of the dark arts, someone who's a little bit cynical, or a very clever footballer? I
think he's clever. He's done it before. I've never been... I know it sounds ridiculous, because his CV is the ultimate in CVs in terms of what he's won and what he's done. But he's always been a player who agitates me for whatever reason. I don't know it's because he kicks Messi all the time or something like that, that he's just started to get my nerves. But you know, I respect him. I know what he's achieved in the game, but he's done it before, and I think for players to have a thought process that's thinking ahead as their captain and as a leader, I would applaud him. I mean, people will disagree with me, but I think that's taking one for the team, if you like. Well, I mean, I remember teammates of mine, and we used to play over Christmas, and some of them would purposely get booked knowing their suspension was coming in between Christmas and New Year, because they were off. And I used to admire that, because I wanted to go for a drink myself at Christmas and New Year.
Are you sure it wasn't you?
Well, I mean, if he's proven by UEFA believe that to have happened, it's going to be a 2-game ban. Danny Carvajal, a teammate of his, the same thing happened to him in last season's competition. So I'm not saying that they have previous for it, but they'll have a keen eye on and perhaps getting to the bottom of it, won't they?
Is it any worse than the so-called professional foul, taking one for the team? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They'd have learned. He's a serial winner. They'd have learned how to do it. Is it right? No. But does it go on? It's a loophole. People manipulate loopholes, and he's done it. But I like him.
Well, I mean, what's not to like? I mean, from the point of view, as Charlie mentioned, the trophies that he's won, the career that he's had, the CV that he's had, the major trophies.
Can you imagine his little cabinet?
But his red cards do outweigh the number of trophies that he's won, which suggests there is an element of the devil in him, but the devil's made him successful, hasn't it?
Yeah, but if you want to do anything, you have to dance with the devil sometimes. You do. You have to, because...
Well, he's done it 24 times before he's got red cards.
But so, I mean, if you're a purist, you say that's cynical. I mean, do we get a bit traditional and say, well, that's not the way it should be done, the spirit of the game, etc., etc., or do we say, well, you don't get one without the other? You don't get to be top of the tree from a world point of view. You don't get to be the best in Europe from that point of view by not having that element to your game.
Oh, in all great teams, there's always someone who stands out, who does something different for the team. The best in the business at doing it for a long time was Graham Souness. He was a fabulous footballer, but my goodness, could he put his foot in and could he hurt and upset people because he wanted to, because it was good for the team. It was good to sort people out and say, you technically might be as good as Liverpool as we stand, but we're stronger than you, and I'm certainly physically stronger than you. And because he challenged people, people started searching for Graham Souness, going after him. Never got him. Never got him, because he was playing in the best team in the world at Liverpool at that stage. And you can manipulate situations like that. That's clever. That's why Graham's one of the all-time greats. Ramos is not one of the all-time greats in terms of the way I like to see football, but as a defender and what he does,
but he certainly is an effective footballer, isn't he?
No, absolutely. But you know, listen, there's teams in the past in World Cups and even Champions League probably still would play out a draw, because it's convenient for both teams. This is a lot less than that. I think this is thinking ahead. This is a guy that knows. Now, nothing would please me more if Ajax went there and won and put them out. But that's a reality of where we are. If people are forward thinking like that, whether you like it or not, I applaud it.
We're like a villain though as well, don't we? I mean, with what happened with Mo Salah in the Champions League final, he does tend to know what he's doing, doesn't he?
I just wish Gazza had a little thought about that, and then we wouldn't have seen him crying on the pitch that time. Do you know what I mean? Because I knew what it meant to him if we'd have got through. And do you know what I mean? It's I don't like cynical things, but the world is what it is, and you just got to get on with it. And now, you know, you can't argue. He's not everybody's favourite, is he? Let's be fair. He's not.
Because that's perhaps the saying, the villain. I mean, remember one other example was, again, back in '99 with Man United. I was following, I'm not a Man United fan, but I followed genius footballers. And Roy Keane took one in Juventus and missed the final. And he dragged Manchester United back into that contest and got them to the final. That's sacrifice.